Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe with divine wisdom. You have made our bodies combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail. How well we are aware we would lack the strength to sustain life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei, Kol, Basar, Umafli, Lasot.
Melissa, would you please come share your words with us?
Thank you. All right. Well, I'm just so proud of all of you. Great job. It's an exciting year ahead. I just wrote a little something for Thomas about why we're so excited for the upcoming year. It's really short. Watching you grow and succeed in all that you do has made us all so proud. We tell you daily that you are a perfect boy and the boy we've always dreamed of having. You are very smart, kind, determined, athletic, hardworking, and a rule follower, but most importantly, loving and honest. As you become a bar mitzvah, our hope is for you to be happy and keep all these wonderful traits that make you our tom-tom. Listening to you practice your Hebrew and do daily mitzvahs amazes us. Remember to always be kind, and kindness will come back to you. There is no one in this world who believes in you more than Dad and I. In honor of Read Across America, I thought I'd end it with this quote. Oh, the places you'll go. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great, great places. Congratulations to the 6th graders as they soon become bar and bar mitzvah. Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa. Everybody go up. We are on page 292. Page 292. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatani, Tedorani. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatani, Tedorani. You guys sit down.
The soul that you have given me, O God, is pure. You created it and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So as long as I have breath, therefore, I will give thanks to you, my God and the God of all ages, source of all being, loving guide of every human spirit. Baruch atah Adonai, asher be'ado nefesh kol chai, beruach kol besar ish.
We continue with our daily miracles on the following page.
Elohim melech haolam, who has given the mind of those that distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who opened the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen. Stretches the river for the waters. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who clothes the naked. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes and from the eyelids. Elohim melech haolam, who is made in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who has made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim shines Israel's splendor. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has called us from mitzvah to make us wicked toward the Torah.
Adonai, our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us in the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah to us people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamlamed Torah le'almo Yisrael.
Magda?
So AJ's and Francesca's dads couldn't be here, but they wrote something really beautiful that they asked someone to read. So it's my honor to convey their message. They write, Shabbat Shalom to everyone at MRT, and a special thanks to the leadership at the temple for guiding my kids, AJ and Francesca, and their fellow sixth graders as they approach becoming B'nai Mitzvah. I remember, this is from John, I remember my own bar mitzvah well, and never would I have expected as a 13-year-old growing up in St. Louis, Missouri, that I would one day be blessed with such a beautiful family and 2 children who are proud of their Jewish heritage living in New Jersey. Our Jewish roots date back many centuries to Eastern Europe. In fact, I know the villages in Russia and Lithuania where our ancestors lived before emigrating to the U.S. in the 1880s. Like many Jewish families, they escaped a world where Jews were not welcome and where Jews feared for their safety. AJ and Francesca understand how lucky they are to be Jewish and live in a country where they can proudly embrace their religion and their heritage. We are so proud of how they have committed themselves to learning Hebrew and the prayers they will lead at their B'nai Mitzvah. We hope to see you all at services on Saturday, October 11th. I guess that's your B'nai Mitzvah date. Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Mazel tov. Where AJ and Francesca will honor their ancestors, themselves, and our beautiful congregation with a celebration of our faith and allegiance to Judaism and the Torah. Many blessings to you all, and congratulations, Mazel tov, to all the sixth graders. John Green.
Thank you, John and Anthony.
Yes, beautiful.
We're on page 298. Andrew?
These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in the deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, preventing for the wedding couple, accomplishing the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all.
Ryan?
Hello, and thank you all for coming this morning. Congratulations, boys and girls. This will be Andrew. We just want to say that we are very proud of you. You are the second mayor that's going to make his bar mitzvah. So your tradition, the family tradition, will carry on with you. And Mom and Dad are very proud of you and your accomplishment. Congratulations, guys and girls. Thank you all.
Thank you, Brian. I just want to point out that Melissa, who spoke before, she grew up here and her brother became bar mitzvah on this bima. And also Stacy's brother, they grew up here also and became bar mitzvah on this bima. So we have multi-generations here today. And I think that's the I don't think I missed any other multi-generations yet. But we're going to continue on page 300. Everybody go.
teachers and their students and their students of the students. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen.
Blessed is the one who spoke and the world came to be. Blessed is the one. Blessed is the one who continually authors creation. Blessed is the one whose world is deed. Blessed is the one who decreases and fulfills. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards the world. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards all creatures. Blessed is the one who rewards and reverent. Blessed is the one who exists for all time, ever enduring. Blessed is the one who redeems and saves. Blessed is God's name. With songs of praise we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe, praised and glorious ruler, your name is eternal. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign, who is glorified through praise. Baruch atah Adonai melech mechol bartish bahot.
Evan?
I want to say thank you for everyone who's helping these kids get through this. I know it's a difficult journey. So for many families, including mine, a bar mitzvah is very significant for not just Jewish tradition, but cultural, family, personal growth, and hopefully community involvement. Don't forget to get involved in the community. For myself, let's just say I wasn't the best Hebrew school student when I was a kid. I didn't go here. They gave me literally the longest Torah portion I think anyone could ever possibly get. And somehow I did it, okay? And I really did. And that's the point. You can overcome something. It was like the first accomplishment. I remember at 13 years old, like, wow, I actually did something. And I was very proud of myself. So I think you all could do it. You got a great team behind you. My daughter was bat mitzvahed here almost 2 years ago now. So I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys do a really heck of a job, and it's an exciting time moving forward, so good luck. And Cantor, you can yell at my son whenever you want.
Well, unlike you, he is a great student. No, I'm sorry. I have a feeling that Evan was a great student and he became an educator himself.
Yeah.
So for our next part of our service, we're on page 313, and we rise to the call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai, Amemurah. Baruch Adonai, Amemurah le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher
Kiddushanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hamlikner shel Shabbat.
Yotzer or uvarei choshev, oseh shalom uvarei et hakol. We remain standing on page 314. Please sit down, Mateo.
The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from the silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun
from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer Hamarut.
You're on page 317.
O God, inspiration and guide for all, you've spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear, in every land and every age. Your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity. We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully, we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmers and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose. May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai Haboher be'amo Yisrael b'havta.
Everybody go over there. Francesca, stay.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. We continue on the next page with the Ve'ahavta, page 319. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Elohim etzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'lechtecha v'derech, u'shokbecha uvkumecha, u'kshartam leyot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'hisharecha, Leman tizkiru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kiddushim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem leelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Love Adonai, your God, with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God.
We continue on 321.
Sing the song of men and women, joined in the understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children in the generations to come. The song of land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome awesome in splendor, working wonders. With new song inspired at the shore of the sea, the redeemed sang your praise. In unison they all offered thanks, acknowledging your sovereignty. They said, Adonai with reign forever. Rock of Israel, rise in support of Israel, and redeem Judah and Israel, you promised. Our Redeemer, Adonai Savot, is your name. Blessed you are, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
Adam and Kristen.
Just want to say congratulations to Jackson and everybody else who'll be receiving their bar and bat mitzvah. I'm actually Catholic, so thank you, Jackson. He's our oldest. I'm learning this whole process with him. And actually, Adam and I have been to Israel before, and I learned a little bit more about the Jewish faith, and I continue to learn a lot more during this process. And I'm very proud that my kids are Jewish, especially what goes on. You know, I'm very proud that they're doing this.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. Congratulations to everybody. Jackson, we love you so much. We're very proud of you. You've been good on Sunday mornings, not giving us a problem.
Don't jinx yourself.
You know, I remember my bar mitzvah, as I think about it now, it was, you know, obviously I remember the presents, I remember the music, I remember the fun. But the thing I remember most was right before. I was very nervous to, you know, go up, 13 years old, a lot of people in the audience. I knew a lot of people were going to be there. I've never done anything like this before at that time. And the day before, I was at my uncle's house, and he told me something, and I think it should help you guys. He said, listen, Adam, while you're saying your part in the Torah, if you get nervous, if you forget, just say anything in Hebrew. Nobody understands what you're saying anyway. And it like clicked. I thought, yeah, you know what, you're right. And for some reason, that made me a little bit calm. So guys, just say anything. Nobody knows what you're saying.
That's right. Good job.
No. All right, guys, good job.
Thank you both. We're going to continue on page 323 with our Amidah. Will congregation please rise? This prayer goes all the way through page 327. Adonai sefatatita ufiagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zoher Chasdei Lord v'Imahot, Maybe Gula Libnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Page 325. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei Kol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, U'morid HaGashem, V'chalkel Chayim B'chesed, V'chayei HaKol V'rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'rofei Koholim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayim Emunato, L'shenei Hafar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'midam Melech, Melech Meimid U'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'neman Atah HaChayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol. We're on page 326. Mekadesh et Shimcha ba'olam, Yeshem Shemakdishim Oto B'Shmei Marom, Kakatuv al Yad Nebiyecha, V'karat ze el ze ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot,
מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישביענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. Hallelujah. 328. לדור ודור נגיד עוד לך, ולנצח נצחים לך נקדיש, בשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We are in the bottom of 328.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות.
ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות לעולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות לעולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות לעולם.
Mateo's going to read on page 328 on the bottom.
The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
Those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your realm. Now, the people that house Shabbat will delight in your goodness. For being pleased with the seventh day, you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing our attention to the work of creation.
The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat we try to become attuned to holiness in time. It is a day in which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Baruch atah Adonai, B'kadesh HaShabbat.
On this Shabbat day, as you gracefully receive our prayers.
Jordan, start again. Sorry. Okay.
On this Shabbat day, as you gracefully receive our prayers, help us to hear your call. Grant us enough health to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend others. Teach us humanly that we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves and the charity to see the best in those around us. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to become all fears for the
future, and faith enough to know your presence. O source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offerings be acceptable to you. We praise you, Adonai, whom alone we serve in this reverence. Baruch atah Adonai she'otcha levadka b'yirah na'avod.
Alan?
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So, it's exciting to be here 31 years after my bar mitzvah to see Jordan and her classmates prepare for their bar and their bat mitzvahs. This experience is not only about learning prayers or mastering Hebrew, but about connecting to the Jewish traditions. This is an important time to step into the adulthood in the eyes of the community. Adam, you're talking about being nervous, which is funny, huh?
And Alan, this was your bar mitzvah right here on this bima?
No, I was,
Okay.
no.
Okay, I was gonna say, all right. I didn't know, because I didn't know that, and I feel bad I didn't announce that.
I remember being nervous leading up to my big day, but my preparation helped ground my nerves when I stepped out to lead the congregation. And hours spent listening to cassette tapes from the Cantor on my boombox, rewinding and replaying over and over again, paid its worth in gold. You guys can look that up to see what that is. For our family, this milestone is a reminder of the importance of continuity of staying connected to our Jewish roots. Celebrating as many of our relatives have done before us. It's a reminder of the bonds that tie us together across time and generations that no one can sever. Enjoy the ride. Thank you.
Thank you. Lynn?
Good morning. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm pinch hitting at the very last minute this morning, so I am not prepared either sartorially or with notes. But I am thrilled to be here for my grandson, Mark Fagan, and to be able to say out loud on behalf of his parents who couldn't be here that the whole family is so proud of you and happy that you are preparing for your bar mitzvah. Some 32 years ago, I stood on this bima with your mother in my arms when she was named, and some more than a dozen years ago, I stood on this bima with your mom as she married your father. And so it is beyond exciting and meaningful to have you prepare for your bar mitzvah on this bima as well. Mark's mother, when she had her, I think I left out that Mark's mother had her bar mitzvah here on this bima. And when she came off, she had some very good advice for her friends in her class that she mentioned to them, which was, of course, everyone is nervous being up here. But she said, if you stay involved with the service and what's going on with the words and the music, and you don't think about yourself, it's easier. You won't be so nervous, you'll get more meaning out of it, and you'll stay connected to what's going on instead of being in your head. So that was your mom's advice as a 13-year-old to her friends. I think it's still good advice today. Have a great year, everyone. Good luck. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thanks.
Thank you, Lynn, so much. Not that this matters, but Mark, you'll be the only student probably that I'll ever teach where your mom and your uncle had their bar bat mitzvah here. Your mom, I remember when your mom was going out with your dad sitting in the congregation on Friday night. They used to come. Then you were born, married, your parents got married, and you had your naming, and then now your bar mitzvah, and I've never had the chance to teach all those generations at once. So that's pretty extraordinary for me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. About a little note about Mark's uncle. The way we got through his bar mitzvah, including that he was very smart and he studied, was we bribed him. What was the candy I had to give him, Lynn?
I was going to tell that story, but I didn't want to go.
No, yeah, what was the candy?
Well, we came in on the morning of his.
I promised him this.
There was a box of Reese's peanut butter cups.
A large.
Like an industrial Costco size.
I promised that.
Because he had to be bribed. So.
I want to apologize to whatever occurred over a period of weeks with him eating all of that.
No, it was well worth it. It was well worth it.
So at your child's Shabbat service, when they leave the service, parents, you're going to have different parts. And one of the parts you're going to have will be on page 332 and 333 and 334. So parents, from your seats, could you read the English paragraph starting on 332? And we as a congregation will join in with saying Modim Anachnu Lach. All right, so parents, you begin. For the expanding, do you all see it? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We say Modim Anachnu Lach. You continue. Modim Anachnu Lach. Modim Anachnu Lach. Modim Anachnu Lach. Modim Anachnu Lach. Modim Anachnu Lach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change of wealth, to earn and choose.
Modim Anachnu Lach. Pray that we may Baruch Atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha, Ulecha Na'eh Lahodot. Now I ask the students to join us up here for our Song of Peace. Page 334. Sim Shalom, Tova Uracha, Hema Chesed Merachamim Zerachamim Aleinu, Ve'amol Yisrael, Kol Yisrael Amecha, Barcheinu Yotzreinu Kulanu Kechad, Be'or Panecha, Kibor Panecha Netata Lanu, Adonai Eloheinu. Sim Shalom, Tova Uracha, Hema Chesed Merachamim Merachamim Aleinu, Ve'amol Yisrael, Ve'amol Yisrael Amecha. Torat Chaim, Ve'ahavat Chesed, Ve'ahavat Chesed, U'tzedakah Uvracha Ve'rachamim, Ve'chayim Ve'shalom. Sim Shalom, Tova Uracha, Hema Chesed Merachamim Merachamim Aleinu, Ve'amol Yisrael, Ve'amol Yisrael Amecha. Ve'tov, Ve'tov, Ve'einecha, Levarech Emcha Yisrael, Ve'chol het u'chol shah B'shlomecha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uracha, Hema Chesed Merachamim Merachamim Aleinu, Ve'amol Yisrael, Ve'amol Yisrael Amecha. Now we invite Magda Reyes up.
seem to be the spokesperson for people that couldn't be here, but we love everyone's participation, and even if the adults couldn't be here, we honor their words. This is for Mateo. Dad is feeling under the weather a little bit, but he wanted to say a few words. So this is from Josh. Mateo, I am so proud of you. You seem to take joy in participating in the Jewish traditions. In fact, I've been so impressed that sometimes you are reminding me and your mom to light Shabbat candles. That's nice. I love you and can't wait to witness your bar mitzvah day. Mazel tov.
We're on page 337.
Prayer is not purely an act. All things pray, and all things pour forth toward their souls. The heavens pray, the earth prays, every creature and every living thing. In all life there is longing. Creation is itself but a longing. A kind of prayer to the Almighty. What are clouds? The rising and the setting of the sun, the soft radiance of the moon and the gentleness of the night. What are flashes of the human mind and storms of the human heart? They are all prayers, the wordless outpouring of boundless longing for God.
We pray silently.
I just want to say that you all did an amazing job. You read your English to perfection, and your Hebrew was excellent, and you all felt comfortable. As we work together, I'm going to keep reminding you to read slowly. I usually have to. I don't think I have to with this class. You guys read so well and so confidently, so thank you. We turn in our prayer books to page 362, for the service for the reading of Torah as we rise.
Will the class put down their service and help us open the ark? Everybody please rise. Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kema'asecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitain Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. We join together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shema. All right, class is going to fall around their classmate and rabbi. Lecha Adonai Hagedula
הגבורה ותפארת והנצח וההוד. יכל בשמיים ובארץ, יכל בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני המלאכה, עמי נעשה לכל ראש. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
Are you guys going to help Rabbi and Mark undress the Torah?
והערננו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה ויראה את שמך. ולא נבוש לעולם ועד, ולא נבוש לעולם ועד. והערננו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה ויראה את שמך.
Please be seated. You guys can go back with your parents and family.
The Torah portion, which the Cantor will be chanting from in a moment, is called Titzaveh. It is in the book of Exodus, and it actually talks about something that is in the sanctuary all the time. Anyone know what that's called?
The rabbi?
No, that.
Oh, or the cantor. Or most of the teachers, or a principal.
This is a Ner Tamid. Ner means light, and Tamid means always. So it talks about the lighting of the Ner Tamid that the priests had to do. Aaron and his sons had to keep the fire going day and night to make sure that it was always on. One thing that I want to mention to you that I think is important is if you let a fire go out, how hard is it to relight the fire? Is it easier to keep the fire going the entire time or let it go out and relight it?
Keep it going.
Keep it going. Right. It's easier to keep feeding the fire.
You think that's easier?
Yes.
Well, I think it's harder.
To keep feeding the fire?
Yeah, because you always have to put energy into it rather than just hitting a match. You know, like, so, and always keep the wood or all the things ready. I think it's much more work to keep the fire going rather than, you know, lighting it once a year or a week or something. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
So sustainability is harder.
So there are two different answers.
Right.
So I want to talk about Judaism in light of the Ner Tamid. That if we keep our own sense of Judaism alight within us, whether that means that we come to services or light Shabbat candles or do social justice or study Torah, it's easy to keep that fire alive in you. And what happens if it goes? So some of the parents who had a horrible experience in religious school and left and learned Judaism at a 7th grade level, was it difficult to come back? Somewhat. Why was it somewhat difficult? Okay, so it wasn't as welcoming as you were a kid. But also, when you learn something, let's say you're a 7th grade math. That's it, you stop school, you're done with math at 7th grade. What happens when you become an adult and have to pay for things and manage a budget? Is that easy or hard? hard. So you need those math skills to continue. And I learned something new about Judaism each and every day. I learned so much from the 3rd grade last night. I learned from the confirmation students last night. And I always learn the best things from you guys. They don't come from my professors, sometimes my peers, but mostly from the kids in the religious school. Because what you teach, and you teach such important things without even realizing what you're saying, are the things that sustain my Judaism, that make me want to keep continuing to be a rabbi and to study Judaism and to make it a part of my life and to walk as a Jew in the world. So I want to thank you for helping me to keep my light lit. So we're going to turn to the Torah portion. Oops. Where'd my Post-it book go?
While you're finding that, we invite our teachers and our religious school principal who have helped prepare us for the service, Mrs. Weiss, Magda, Gail, Marilyn, to come on up and lead us in the Aliyah blessing. I want to say a few things, and I don't want my words to wash over your head. I want you guys to be listening to me. Of course, you always are. So, a lot of the prayers that the children sang today, I tried to make sure that they would learn, because those are the prayers that actually, most of which the congregation is singing at their bar bat mitzvah. And as Lynn was saying, Mrs. Famelant, Sarah said, if you stay engaged throughout the service, it's a much more relaxing experience for you. But there were several prayers that I led on my own that we hope your children will be leading at the service. That's not it. So, you testing me?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sorry, I'm passing the test. So, remember that we're attempting to do that with your children in religious school. But really, in addition to religious school, and equally as important, when you have a medical procedure and your physician does an operation on you, what happens afterwards, the nursing, the care, what you do is also just as important as the procedure. So everything we do here in the school is procedural, but we need the reinforcement at home. We need the reinforcement of your family putting Shabbat services on your calendar and coming as a family as often as possible. I cannot express to you the anxiety this will alleviate as your child gets closer and closer to being up here alone with Rabbi and I leading the service, not with their whole class, not with their teachers, just themselves. And so please make it a point not only to bring your kids to school, but to bring your kids to services. Please remember we're also Jewish in the summer. We're not suddenly not Jewish, okay? Please come all summer. Services are at 6 with a pre-oneg, like snacks, and then the service. And in addition to the prayers, this is the hardest part they're going to learn, which is the Torah portion. And I'm going to chant only one of what we hope will be several Torah portions that they will chant at their bar bat mitzvah. And then we'll talk about what comes next after that. But Rabbi, what page are we on?
We're on page 618.
All right. May our teachers come forward and lead us. The true honor is actually the blessers. The person who's reading is actually the lowly reader.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Right here.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
ואתה תצווה את בני ישראל, ויקחו אליך שמן זית זך, כתית למאור, להעלות נר תמיד.
That was what Rabbi talked about, ner tamid.
באוהל מועד, מחוץ לפרוכת, אשר על העדות, ערוך אותו אהרון ובניו, בערב הבוקר לפני אדוני, חוקת עולם לדורותם, מאת בני ישראל.
It's right here.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Mazal tov to 6th grade teachers and those who teach 5th grade. Remember, we have a 5th grade service.
Can I just say
Please.
how proud I am of this group here who teaches and learns and spends time and gives their heart and all their effort to make our students shine. So Mazel Tov to you guys, Mazel Tov to our parents who spoke so beautifully, and you guys, the kids, you did a great job. We're so proud of you.
Yeah.
Great job. Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
So a couple of things we tried to involve you in. Walking the Torah around, you'll be doing that when you become bar bat mitzvah. Undressing and undressing the Torah, you might be involved, or you might have a little sibling doing it, or a little cousin doing it. Now Rabbi and I are going to redress the Torah. Again, that might be a little cousin or sibling or an older person that you honor. These are all things that you'll be involved in when it's your turn. So that's why we're including it. This is a experiential educational moment. So please rise.
Whenever the Torah stands up, we stand up as well.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
And now we're going to open the ark and remain standing.
חיים לי למחזיקים בו בתומכך מאושר דרכיך שלום וכל נתיבותיך שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה עד ישמענו כקדם עד ישמענו כקדם.
So go ahead, Rabbi, and then I'll speak.
The cantor will be chanting the Haftarah in a moment. Haftarah means additional portion. It doesn't mean a half a Torah. It sounds like it should mean a half a Torah, but it doesn't. And during the times where Jews were not allowed to read the Torah portion for fear of being put to death, whenever a king would say, you can't study Torah, one of the great rabbis, Akiba, and his students organized these additional portions which relate to the Torah portion either by the name of someone or by the same theme. And so not only do we study the Torah portion, but we study the additional portion, which is connected to the Torah portion.
So a little more about this week's Torah portion. Remember that, well, does anyone know how many weeks there are in the year? Go ahead, AJ. Cut that a little bit in half. There are 52 weeks in the year, but there are 54 portions. So we read, so what that is the 5 books of Moses divided into 54 portions. So there's 54 portions and there's 52 weeks in the year. So what happens
twice a year? Right. We double up sometimes, okay? Some of you may have a double portion. That doesn't mean you're reading twice as much. So even if that happened to you, okay, well, not here. Okay, second of all is the Haftarah that the rabbi was explaining, that's connected to your portion. There can be two Haftarot. So as we're approaching a holiday next week, anybody remember what holiday it is next week? Yeah. Purim, beautiful, okay? As we're approaching Purim, there's two Haftarot this week. It's called Shabbat Zachor. Zachor means to remember. So one of the Haftarah is from the book of Samuel, and the other Haftarah is from the Megillat Esther, the story of Esther. So I thought it'd be more fun to do Esther today. And if you could turn to page 1649 in the red-ish Torah commentary, page 1649. And I just want to say a little more bit about this Haftarah. Before I chant the Haftarah, and all of you who, in addition to having page 1649 open, if you want to also open the Blue Prayer Book up to 372 and join me in the Haftarah blessings, as many parents will remember these, and also older students will remember these, I'll have you join me in the Haftarah blessing. We say the Haftarah blessing first, then I'll chant the Haftarah, and then we say the Haftarah blessing after. Same as we do with the Torah portions. Let's call that a prayer sandwich. So you have the blessing, something, the blessing. So that's going to happen a couple of times. And there are a couple of things we're commanded to do on Purim. One is to give gifts to help the less needy, matanyot evyonim, and another mitzvah is to hear the Megillah. So when we hear the Megillat Esther, who's the bad guy? Haman. Excellent. Okay. All right. When I chant the Haftarah today, in preparation for Purim, when I get to Haman, Haman is how you say Haman in Hebrew. Can you please boo? I'm going to keep going, but every time you hear Haman, please boo. Okay? And it's all right. I see a therapist. I won't take it personally. I know it's not, and she helps me a lot. So, but let's start with the Haftarah blessing on 372. And again, if you remember it, please do it with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hanemarim bemet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo Yisrael hamo u'nbiei ha'emet v'tzedek. Vayavo hamelech v'Haman lishtot im Esther hamalka. Vayomer hamelech le'Esther gam bayom chasheni v'mishtei hayayin mashelatech Esther hamalka v'tinaten lach uma bakashatech ad chatzi hamlachut vate'as. Vatan Esther hamalka vatomer imatzati chen beinecha hamelech v'im al hamelech tov tinaten li nafshi bish elati ve'ami bevakashati ki nimkerenu ani ve'ami lehashmid leharog ul'abed ve'ilu lavadim lishfachot nimkerenu hecharashti ki ein chatzar shoveh benezech hamelech. Vayomer HaMelech Achashverosh, Vayomer LeEsther HaMalka, Mi hu zeh vezehu, Asher mela'o libo la'asot kein. Vatomer Esther ish tsar voyev, Haman harav hazeh vehaman nivot milifnei hamelech vehamalka vehamelech kam bachamato mimishtei hayayin al ginat habitan vehaman Amad levakesh al nafsho mi'ester hamalka ki ra'a ki chalta elav hara'av me'et hamelech. All right, luckily or unluckily for you, I'm not doing the whole thing. That's 6 sentences. I know you wish I was doing the whole thing. So we're going to continue now with the Haftarah blessing after on 372. And remember, if you grew up in a conservative synagogue, there were several extra paragraphs that you did. Some of you are nodding your heads. In the Reform synagogue, we cut out some of those paragraphs. So see, it is so much easier. So we're going to do the prayer on the bottom of 372. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol haolamim sadik b'chol hadorot ha'el haneman haomer ve'oseh hamdaber u'mkayim shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al haTorah ve'al havodah ve'al hanviim ve'yom haShabbat hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha lechavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach u'mevarchim otach yitbarach shimcha b'fi kol chai tamid leolam va'ed baruch ata Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
So, after this part, you will all be giving a Devar Torah. A Devar Torah means words of Torah, and you and I will have the opportunity to read through your Torah portion in English, and then I want to hear what your response is. If there's something that you think is weird, I want you to let me know, ooh, this is really weird, or it's yucky, I don't want to, or this is really interesting, and this has to do with something that's happening in our world today. And you guys will all be challenged to think about the words of your Torah portion and pick something out that you want to teach to the entire congregation that day. So we will be working on that together. We'll also have sessions where we kind of just, it doesn't take long to write the Devar Torah, where we'll have time just to talk because I want to get to know each and every one of you personally so that you know who's blessing you and so that I know who I'm blessing. The Cantor has been here much longer, so she's known you guys for a longer time. So it's my turn to get to know you each and your families, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then after that, you guys will get gifts from the board, the sisterhood, and men's club. And then we'll start to conclude the service. So
sometimes people then also throw candy at that point.
Oh.
You don't have to do that. Okay. I didn't do it at my kids' bar mitzvahs, but that is up to each family.
So we turn to Aleinu on page 586 as we rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tei gedula le'otzer breshit, Yehuda teshamayim ve'yotzer haaretz, u'mashav yikaro v'shamayim ha'av, u'shchinat uzo begobhei meromim, u'Eloheinu einu אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
So after we say the Aleinu, we remember people who are important in our lives. And if you wish to add to the list of people, well, if you have family members that you're thinking about, perhaps who your kids are named after or who you miss, we can read those names before we read the Kaddish, so that there really is a sense of continuity. And when we think about those that we loved and how such an important part of our lives they were, it's even more meaningful to mention them as you become a bar or a bat mitzvah. So we turn to page 598, where we find the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, and we're going to read them very slowly. You'll see that there are a lot of tongue twister words. This is written in Aramaic and not in Hebrew. And the Kaddish is used very often in our prayer service. It's used as grammar, but this time it's used as a prayer of, actually, if you look at the English translation, it's about life and God. Yitkadal v'kadash shemei Rabbi bi'alma divrei Hirote v'amlich malchute v'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chaye dekol Beit Yisrael bagala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. Vitadar, vitale, vitalal, shemei tekudesha berichu. Laela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran bi'ama v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shamaya. V'chaim aleinu v'yokol Yisrael v'imru amen. Ose shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'yokol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Ose shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
So we have 7 minutes until the live stream ends. And at this time in our service, an honored family member usually comes up and helps lead the motzi. So will all our students join Rabbi on the bima to help do the motzi, the prayer over the challah? And it's a very nice custom in our synagogue. First of all, we ask that you include the entire class in your invitation of the ceremony when you become bar bat mitzvah, not only in the service but in the party. And second of all, to bring the class up to do the blessing when you become bar bat mitzvah is very customary. So let's join together. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Then somebody starts to tear it and you tear it apart. That's less violent than cutting it, I'm told.
I guess I'll just take a bit of piece.
Go for it.
It made it a little hard.
Oh, yeah, AJ, pull the piece off. Okay?
Wait, can we eat it?
Yeah, we said the blessing, you can eat.
Oh, what a religious boy. And after that, we have a closing song, and then the service ends, and you go on off into your celebration, your party. So that's usually what happens. And then sometimes you forget all your things here, and we tell you, come back and get your prayer books and all your presents and everything. But while you guys are finishing, we're going to finish our service with a very traditional song on page 626. Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu,
Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kemalkeinu, Mi Kemoshienu.
Please be seated.
Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Something else occurred to me. Few things to remember. Your child will be preparing with the Cantor for about 6 months before they become bar bat mitzvah. 6 months before that, they're going to get a call. You're going to get a call from Jennifer Weiss, Mrs. Weiss. She's going to have up to 5 sessions with your child, try to help them feel more confident in everything we've tried to teach you. After that, if you need extra help, you guys are going to work that out with Mrs. Weiss, and then our lessons start. Everybody meets with me, or when I retire, my successor for 30 minutes once a week approximately. And then also, as Rabbi said, you're going to be meeting with her, not the entire 6 months, but for periods of time. 2 weeks before the bar bat mitzvah, Rabbi will have your family come. It doesn't have to include grandparents, but your immediate family, and she will run through the service on the bima with your family twice. In addition, at that time, if you have family members who, whether they're Jewish or not, you wish for them to have parts in the service, that's when you tell the rabbi, I need a reading for Aunt Amy, I need a reading for Uncle Herbert, whatever it is, and the rabbi makes sure that all of your family members are honored. Magda, I can't read your lips. Whatever Magda has to say is worth hearing.
Yeah.
No, say it, please.
I was just going to say that a big part of this whole process, preparation, is taking care of the community, is learning how to take care of the community.
Right.
Social action. Go ahead.
Yeah, mitzvah project.
A mitzvah project, and I think Rabbi will guide you through choosing an interest in something that you want to make better, somewhere where you can help. And it's kind of the first time where you direct your focus not on yourself, not inward, but outward, and that's part of becoming a bar mitzvah, is learning responsibility for other people. And so Rabbi can guide you in that when you guys meet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Magda. I did leave
Thank
that
you.
out. Did I leave anything else out? Okay.
Perfect.
No. So another thing in your speech you talk about that you work on with the rabbi, and you include in your speech, is the meaningful work of your mitzvah project. That's important. Did I leave anything else?
No.
My guidance to you is, remember, if your child was playing in the World Series and had never attended a single baseball game before that, can you imagine the anxiety they would feel at the World Series? So please be as present as possible, as hard and challenging as it is, I know, because kids are busy, with your family at Shabbat and our family education and all the opportunities at the temple. You will, as a family, get so much more out of it, and it will be so much easier for your child.
There are several bar and bat mitzvahs that are coming up. It would be wonderful if you were able to be here so that you can